shoot. Welcome everybody to this edition of Strong's Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong. You gotta excuse me, I didn't cue the music like I usually do. Got a lot on my mind, But this Strong Perspective Podcast, I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with
Uncle Spoke.
Damon Armstrong.
welcome, man. Welcome, gentlemen. It's been 2 weeks. Been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff has occurred. You know what I'm saying? Stuff, not life threatening, but enough that needed to be addressed. You feel what I'm saying? And plus, we've been going 6 years strong. We needed a break. Just a small break. All right, well, let's make it happen. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you go get in on the bottom half of it, man. Be one of the few that believed in us early, that believed in us. Push our numbers up. Once we hit 1,000, we're gonna see different eyes gonna be able to see us. But we appreciate the eyes that's on us now. So go like, share, and subscribe. And with that being said, the Quarry, Damon, introduce yourself.
As I said before, man, I'm Uncle Spoke. Jaquari, the youngest Armstrong son. Had a good day, man. Hell of a day. It's been a long week. At my job, we preparing the young folks to go back to school and everything. So, got all that going on. But other than that, everything else has been regular, man.
Okay. Damon?
Yeah, man. Damon Armstrong. Been with the wife in October, be 42 years. Trying to get back to the basics, man, with me and her. Everybody else grown except for the baby. It's our time now. So I'm pretty much focusing on that.
Okay. So you're saying you had a good day then?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Nothing happened that I couldn't handle. You see?
No doubt. Guys, I'm trying to Damon and Jaquari, I'm trying to see if I want to let go the darkening colors in the beard.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you ain't got none of that hop singing beard.
You said hop saying Beijing.
No,
No, I don't even use that. Too much chemicals in it. But it's cool. I mean, I like it. But let me tell you something. Prideful. I was being prideful, still am. I was never able to grow a beard when everything was black because of my job. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving myself a couple years. Really started right after I retired in 2019, like to grow it out. You know what I'm saying? And give it a couple years. We'll see. So if you see the past and present Armstrong next week, the past Armstrong, I already told you I'm being vain. I'm gonna color that motherfucker in.
Get some shoe polish and shit.
Yeah. But
I shit. My beard, man. My beard look like Isaac Hayes' chest hair and shit. It has for a while.
That's a hell of a visual, boy.
But I mean, shit, it's your beard is like your locks, man. You let the motherfucker grow, and it come in how it come in.
It come in how it come in, bro. Like right here, you see this? It looks full, don't it? I mean, it's like bam, bam, right? I put the color in it. It don't look like this. The mustache, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's telling me I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Haven't got there. You know what I'm saying?
Look like dude from the Whispers and shit.
I know.
I let my beard go out just a little bit. My grandma looked at me and said, "Granddaddy, your head look this tall."
Yeah.
And I told myself, when she said that, I said, "Oh, fuck this."
Yeah.
I mean, she was being honest.
I don't know if I'm just a quiet guy, laid back the majority of the time. Y'all know me.
You be 62?
Y'all know me. I'm excitable.
Distinguished, man.
Being my brothers, y'all know I could be excitable. But the rest of the public, for some reason, see me as this calm, collected guy, right? And I don't have a problem with that, right? But I'm vain. I got a gigantic ego. Always have. People say if you say that, you really don't mean it. No, I like speaking truth. I got a big ego, man. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is I know how to control it. I know when it's a waste of time trying to prove to somebody how big it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's the truth. It's the truth. You know, so that's my beard story. So next week you're gonna see that dark brown jet black combination. I'll be looking like I'm 25 on y'all motherfuckers. 25 with gray hair on my head.
As long as you ain't looking like Hulk Hogan, brother.
You know what, with the NWO?
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell was wrong with them, man. That was crazy work.
Yeah.
First of all, you blonde. You're a blonde haired motherfucker. First of all, and everybody got the jet. We can't even put that in the category as jet black, cause no, that's black paint. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, have y'all seen that one photo going around with Jackson?
With what?
One of the Jackson fight. What's his name?
Tito.
No, not
Jermaine.
Tito.
Jermaine.
Oh,
Have y'all seen that, man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out.
He didn't figure something out.
I'm trying to figure out is that a mental health issue manifesting itself?
Man, that brother royalty, he ain't got to do that shit. He cut it all off. You know what I'm saying?
No,
he already solidified. He ain't got to do that.
I tell you, what's so funny is them Joe Jackson beatings did some damage to some artistic motherfuckers. But Jermaine was the one with the help of what's my man name? Motown guy, Barry Gordy, and his daughter. He was the one who escaped him early. You know what I'm saying? Which
that one joint he made, what was that?
Why don't you do what you do?
Yeah, that joint, man. I like that. I like that joint, man.
No, I mean it was catchy. It was catchy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was catchy. Now he said, okay, I thought it was something else, man.
Yeah, he pretty much separated himself, man. He showed he was a true artist, man.
Now he got the hell out of there. He got the hell out of there. Because I'm gonna tell you, with the contracts that them kids signed from their father, he had complete control, period. You know what I'm saying? He had complete. And then I think with Mike, when it was time for him to sign over the stuff, because the dad had the group, the Jackson 5, this is mine. This is my baby. This is mine. I created it, and I can do whatever I want with it, right? So when Mike went solo, his dad, and this is all speculation, but kind of true, his dad was like, yo, you signing with me. You do whatever I tell you to do. Mike was like, no, I won't.
No, hey, y'all see that video where man said, okay, let's play the oldie but good. He said, no, let's not do that. Let's play something new. That's when you know there was ascension in the ranks and shit.
Yeah. I mean, because you know,
but hey, he was right.
think Mike was too young to know that he was the actual star of the group. You know what I'm saying? And then loyalty to his brothers because he loved his brothers. You know what I mean? You know, but then Off the Wall, that's his first one, right? Off the Wall.
Single person, yeah. First
You know,
single.
Off the Wall, he put everything in the Off the Wall. He had Stevie Wonder, he had one or two from Quincy Jones, but he didn't. I don't think he expected it to blow up like it did, but it did.
That was my favorite album. I'm gonna be honest with you.
As far as I'm concerned, that's the only R&B album he made.
Yeah,
I see that.
the other ones,
I see that.
the other ones, in line with what you're saying, the other ones were protest songs, bro.
Yeah.
There's protest songs. Yeah, I mean, you ever listen to the words? I'm like, Mike, I know you didn't write them, but you own some. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't bothered to listen to him because it's goddamn Michael Jackson. I was done with Michael Jackson when I couldn't buy that. When I couldn't get that Thriller Jack from Myers.
Yeah.
You know they sold those things in Myers Thrifty Acres.
I believe it.
And I asked Ma for one, and she said no. And I was like, "Fuck Michael Jackson."
Listen, and you know what? I drank the Kool-Aid when it came to, you know, all the speculation, him messing with kids and all that. And I was always like this. Okay, you're not guilty, but why are their parents and you having them come to your house and spend the night? You know what I'm saying? I don't get that, but it is what it is. Not saying he's guilty or innocent, but I'm gonna tell you, recently, the last 10 years, I started listening to his songs, bro. The words, I'm like, damn, Mike, you sound like a revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? Like
he made the first day not like us.
he did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
You know?
And what's crazy was, man, when the only song I could not get behind is that joint he made with Paul McCartney, man. Then that was I think he caved on that one.
No, you know what?
It was opportunity, man. He wanted to make a song with one of the Beatles, man. He did it, and then he bought their catalog.
Yeah, and I think
so. It was all set up. It was good.
Yeah, I mean that's did the song with him, and then bought the catalog. I think they fell out over that too.
Hell yeah! When man got, you know how much money that shit is worth.
Yeah, but why he ain't buy it then?
Maybe he couldn't.
That's got to be a bitch though, man. You as a musician coming up with all these melodies and songs or whatever, and you don't even freaking own them at the end.
I think, man, if I'm being honest, man, he was smart and he took advantage of the opportunity. He took advantage of remember when Motown did it to them? You know what I'm saying? And he learned from that. And he capitalized on the Beatles, man. It was just business.
I don't think I've been listening to you guys. I think he made that record with Paul because of that. You know what I'm saying? I think him and Paul were sitting up there chopping it up, smoking on some doobies, you know what I'm saying? And over in London somewhere or LA somewhere, just talking, and Paul was like, yo, I done wrote me and John wrote all these songs, man, and people just coming at us. You know what I'm saying? And Mike was like, whoa, for real? Then later on, Mike was like, he went to talk to his lawyers. You know, lawyers like, especially entertainment lawyers like, okay, damn, that sounds like you, Mike. Yeah.
He said, hey, do you hear all the commercials with the Beatles songs on it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And look, and you know he didn't want to make no Jackson 5 commercials because he almost got burnt up with all them chemicals in his head. You know what I mean? He was like, oh shit. But I think that he was a shrewd businessman when it came to because it was Michael Jackson. He was privy to a lot of information. He was buying on everything before people even knew. Before the powers that be, that's selling them this stuff, they knew that he cornered the market. He cornered the market. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool as shit. That's cool as shit. But like I said, I don't know where I am. Just backtracking a little bit. I don't know where I am when it comes to the guilt or innocence when it comes to the child stuff, right? I just think that he put himself in a position, and everybody kept making excuses. He never had a childhood, but you are in adulthood, and it don't look this way. Look, you know what I'm saying? Because he never stopped, even though people was kind of like, "Yo, what you doing, man?" You know what I'm saying? He never stopped. That's all, you know. But I don't think he was a diddler. I got to give him the benefit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he was a diddler. But it is what it is. But let me. You know what? We are at that age right now, man. Especially me, and probably you, Fluke. Looking back on everything that's transpired, everything. And what I find funny right now is our daily consumption of knowledge is coming from social media. Now, the news is turned into the electronic version of yellow journalism. The Hearst family, but it's by a different name. You know what I'm saying? The news that gets fed to us, see, this is why you have to go, as soon as you hear something, you have to go right away and hit Google or whatever to get the first account, because the longer it takes, the more it gets skewed. You know what I mean? Whether it's going toward the truth or going towards anything. Me, when I hear something, I don't automatically say, "Oh yeah, they did it," right? Let me go Google it. No,
I'm gonna tell you what though, Keith. I don't use Google for research at all, man. I don't, and it's not that I don't trust it. I genuinely believe that the majority of the information you can get on Google is mostly true. But just the old fashioned way of researching shit and finding answers or whatever. I think we need to keep that alive, man.
I do too.
We need to keep that alive. You know, I might get an idea or something from my reels or whatever, but I pick up a book and research.
Right.
But that's the thing about it is you're absolutely right. Damon, what do you think?
What I think, man, is that everything is sensationalized, man. You know, the other day I was looking at my algorithms and stuff. You know, and I can remember the day before looking at all these different things, man. It was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm into the gossip shit, you know. I want to hear about it, hear about this, hear about that. But then the following day, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I must have been in some type of emotional state of mind or whatever to even listen to this shit, because this is kind of ridiculous. And the contrast is the day before I was listening to it and I was into it, and then the day after I found myself being like, why the hell did I even give this any thought, man?
Curiosity.
And I think all of us, and that might be it, curiosity, but I think all of us do that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all about due diligence, man. You know, does that really represent you? Or, you know, the things that come in the algorithm represent you? You know what I'm saying? Or are you just, you know, just going through it and looking and, you know what I'm saying? And whatever reason you feeling that day. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but where's the real you at?
We've all become victims, man, of momentary stimulation, man. I mean, anything that can distract us from the most menial things, we're gonna dive into it. But you think
That's
about
key,
all the
bro.
things.
Right.
You think about all the things that have become obsolete. Books have become damn near obsolete. The printed press is basically a non-thing nowadays. It's local.
If we allow it because they put books on the internet, you can get a full whatever you want on the internet. I think that's why it's become obsolete. I think the education is still valid and strong. You know what I'm saying?
It is. It is.
Yeah, but
But the
I
work,
think
the work that it takes in order to gain that education,
yeah,
that is the education.
I
right.
like
The knowledge,
reading.
yeah, the knowledge is there.
I like
Yeah.
But
reading myself. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
you got to flex your research muscles.
But it's like you said in the beginning, Corey, you said, sometimes we want to be distracted. You know what I'm saying? Life is heavy, man. Especially a black man and living in today's society. You know what I'm saying? It's distractions everywhere, but it's threats everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And we at the point where now we just trying to maintain our peace, our comfort, and the ability to persevere. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at. And then you got all these different things coming at you. And it's like we, middle-aged guys, we know better. But just imagine the young cats, man, who angry for some reason, and they being fed all this stuff that feeds into their disappointment and anger and shit. Man, I can't imagine what that feels like. Because I can cut it off.
You can.
I can shut it off.
You can because you have worked on it over the years. You have longevity, really and truly, and also had a logical mind to work through it. You see what I'm saying? These children, they have logical minds, but the thing about it is they've been fed, as we all have. Right? This is the difference, in my opinion. As we all have been fed a steady fast food, social media diet. Like when we first started, guys, what was people telling us? Our podcast was too long, right? Remember that? Yeah, y'all go too long. Y'all go too long. You know what I mean? And I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand what you mean by go too long if it's about information, if it's about conversation, right? And a lot of the podcasts were not going, not saying we were trailblazers, but a lot of them were not going for long. But now they on there for 3 hours. The majority of them are on there at least an hour and a half. We were told that an hour was too long.
Yes, you did.
Now, I'm not calling anybody out. What I'm saying to you,
So anyway,
I'm not calling anybody out, right? But what I'm saying is this. I enjoy our ride, our 2-hour journeys. I enjoy them because there have been conversations. Even when we argue, there have been conversations, been stimulus in the mind, right? And I'm so glad as a group, even though I probably was the staunchest person, but as a group, we decided to keep going and be ourselves, be who we are. You know what I'm saying?
I just thought about something, man. Like think about the Egyptians, man. What do you think when our great grandkids, do excavations of us because they're not going to dig in the ground for us because they know where we're buried, right? But they are going to go through our social media and shit. They're going to think that we're all savages, man. All my real. I'm ashamed of my fucking algorithm, man. It ain't nothing but fighting and baddies. That's all it is.
Early on, it was like that for me.
Yeah.
Remember when YouTube first started? Then, Dame, I want you to chime in. YouTube first started. and it was young, before people really understood that you can monetize it. All it was fight. All it was fight.
World, World Star and all that.
World Star dominated it. My man made millions, God rest his soul, made multi-millions, right? Just by throwing fights up there and paying
That shit
people
was that was savage.
look, paying people $200. Now, I'm at work and I'm a sheriff deputy. I'm a law enforcement officer. And at least once a week, I'm on there watching them fight. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's our nature. But go ahead, Damon.
You know, and you know what's crazy about that, man? I was talking to my son the other day about this, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he into the fight games, he watched all that stuff. And he's really into it. He know the name of all these guys, who can fight, who can't fight, and all that stuff. And I tell him, I said, son, when I was out there and I had to fight, I didn't particularly like it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't particularly like it, man. And there were times when I was brutal. There were times where I regret the things I done and all that stuff. And therein lies my humanity, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not that guy who's excited watching somebody get knocked out, man, or stomped out, or none of that shit. Because I know what it entails. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always about, you know, you got skilled people out here who can get down, and you got novices out here who think they know what they. It's all about who get off first. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, somebody's laying on the ground, unconscious, injured, and all that stuff. What do you take from that? Especially when you look at its inception of it, and it's like, damn, that shit could have been avoided, man. Could have been avoided, man. And once you have that mindset and attitude, I think that's what it's about. It's not about salvaging and all this stuff. It's not about taking over and controlling and being in power. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody needs everybody to be a successful world, successful country. You need that. You need people who say, you know what? The savage, that's too much. You feel what I'm saying? It's too much. Somebody has to be a fucking grown up, man. So I never got into. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say those people need to create content like we're doing. Something to counteract.
But you know what? It's out there. It's out there just like it's out there. There's so much positive content out there, educational content. It's so, I mean, I think it quadruples the stuff that's been pushed into our algorithm. You know what I'm saying? I think to me, in my mind, I think it quadruples it. It really does. It's like, yo, but what you only get to see what's gonna make money. You know what I'm saying?
We're not going to be satisfied, man, as a society, man, until they start charging these cameramen. Though
they're not going to do it because
I know
it's not a law.
It's a difference that I don't consider, you know, watching somebody get savage, man. I don't consider that protected by the First Amendment.
I think
it's a crime. It's a crime. Not to cut you off, Keith. It's a crime. Not only is it a crime, but it's a crime that people walk away with evidence of and never turn in.
Okay. Now here's the gray area, right? If you did not initiate this, because people who initiated those beatings and all that, they go to fucking jail. They get charged. You understand what I'm saying, Keith? Now, with a pedestrian, that's the gray area. He just walk up on it and just starts filming. Now it's moral, like, oh, you watch this man that you twice as big stump this woman out or stump this man out and put them in serious harm so you can make money off of it. See what I'm saying? Now, a DA, first, the detective can work hard and diligently find some way to charge that person, right? But it's left down to the morality of it, right? Where you are not obligated to save somebody's life as a pedestrian. You're not obligated to do it. But we looking at you like, yo, man, you had that chance to save them. You know what I mean? Just like what was the one where the girls stole the car? I think it was the girl stole the car and then went into the pool, the pond, and the person was sitting there recording it. And the police officer went in to try to save him, but they couldn't get to him. But the person was recording it well before the police officers got out of the car. You know what I'm saying? And I'm paraphrasing, I just remember this, right? And the fact that do you have well, I felt like I would have been in danger if I would have stopped it, right? But I've seen men, black men, like, yo, man, that's enough. Get out of here. As soon as they said it, right? Unless they're in the middle of some savagery, them dudes will hesitate. Say, yo, man, the police coming. And they'll leave. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to gunplay, it's a different thing. Motherfuckers.
Then there's that part.
Yeah, but, you know.
So what would you say if I presented you with this? Okay, there was a case, and I'm not quite sure what state it happened in, but I think it was a young man. No, it was a young lady. She had broken up with her boyfriend, right? And he had called her and he had threatened to commit suicide, right? And apparently he had done it before. And so this time she egged him on. She's like, I don't give a, go ahead and do what you got to do, right? So he killed himself.
They charged her.
And they charged her, yeah. So what's the difference morally? What's the difference?
I think the simple fact that why they charged her is because they felt as though he was calling her for help, and the way the text was reading was he calling her for help. Like, if you don't do this, I'm gonna do that. I don't know if they found her guilty or not, but they charged the shit out of her.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
They just threw shit up against the wall and see if it sticks.
Yeah.
There was this situation. Man. Me and my partner just got off work, and we were riding through the neighborhood, and this dude was beating this crackhead down, right under the damn street light, shit, in the middle of the fucking street. And my man that was driving, he was waiting for the crowd to move while this man stomping this dude out. I said, hey, man, stop the fucking car, man. And I rolled the window down and I said, hey, man, you finna kill that man. And he looked at me, the dude who was stomping out, he looked at me. I said, you finna kill that man. And he was like, man, mind your own business. This yada, yada, yada. This nigga stole from me and all this bullshit, right? So I got out the car. I said, look, nigga. Excuse my language. I said, look, man. All you can see is the whites of his eyes, man. And then they all said, oh, shit, and took off running. And I was like, I was glad I was in that situation, in that moment. But I don't know if my conscience would have allowed me to keep going, bro.
You look at
here in Albany. It happened here in Albany.
Now, see, had he done something to my children, my wife, or a loved one, and if I'm stumping them out, I'm meaning to kill them. Not saying that I'm that kind of person. You know what I mean? But if you open up your mouth and say, hey, he stole from me, right? And then you said what you said, like, yo, if it's drugs or if it's a couple dollars, you going to prison, stupid motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
All I said was, bro, you about to catch a body, man.
Yeah.
And then I had to get out the damn car and show him, dude, do you see this shit? Look, all you see is the whites of his eyes, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? You know? And I just think, man, I mean, you never know, man. You know, life is what it is, man. You don't know what will happen, whatever. But in that moment, I seen somebody that was vulnerable.
Yeah.
Might have been guilty of what my man was charging me with. But dude, come on, man.
What have you been saying the last 6 years when it comes to black people? What do we have that nobody else have, bro? Usually you just shoot it right off. It ain't that hard. You say it all the time. What do we have that most other folks don't have? Humanity.
Yeah.
Damn, you done said that enough, man. I thought you was gonna just. You done fucked up the rhythm, man.
No, man, you said it. I thought you were talking to both of us, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No, don't love me.
No, man, you know, it's real easy.
I knew what he was talking
about. You know, it's real easy, man, for us to be charged with our humanity because at the end of the day, we always show up. You know what I'm saying? We always show up. But if you look at how society sees us, they don't, they try to say we don't have it. You know what I'm saying? And something as random as that, it's like, dude, man, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And hey, it's a lot of brothers that's in the grave now who tried to intervene, man, and lost their life too. So it's a double-edged sword.
It really is. And I put this up here and didn't really read what Marcus said. And this is a good point, Marcus. Marcus said, on the flip side, a good Samaritan performed CPR and saved the person, then got sued because the injured person had a DNR. That's crazy. That's crazy work right there, bro.
But
wow.
First aid certification, man, it tells you, man, an unconscious person automatically consents.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. I don't think it went anywhere. You know what I mean? Because especially if that person had not known that they had this in place, and that's for medical folks anyway. You know what I mean? But because if you're not, to me, and I think I could back it up if I had to me is if you're not aware of the DNR and you're trying to save somebody, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's like when you're doing chest compressions on an elderly person or a small person or something. Like it's a strong possibility you could crack their sternum.
You do. You crack. And no, look, that's not just the elderly and small person. Depending on how you do it with a regular person.
That's anybody.
They tell you what they say.
That's anybody.
When you going through the certification, they tell you that right away.
So there's no liability.
And here's the crazy part about it, brothers. I've never had that training. You know what I'm saying?
No?
You know,
really?
I've never had that training. You know what I'm saying? I see what I see and I react how I react.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I had to do it for all the jobs that I ever worked on because it had to do with prisoners and public safety.
Yeah.
And
That's crazy.
Grateful. I'm so grateful that I did because there's a lot of situations that I've been in. Like if somebody can't talk to you, right? That means there's a total blockage. But if somebody says, oh, I can't breathe, it's partial. So you could do the what was it? The pelvic thrust, John. What's that called? Heimlich. You do the Heimlich, and that might help it. But as long as they're able to talk to you, they're still in distress, right? But as long as they're able to talk to you, then you know they're not in danger. I mean, mortal danger. You know?
It's deep, man.
I've had life skill groups, man, where I asked guys, you know, what like you know, street guys, whatever dudes that's in the hood. What's more important, man? You know, a buddy of yours gets shot. What's more important, revenge or CPR? And a lot of dudes said getting the get back was more important. And I'm like, wow, you know, this is somebody you call your bro and everything, man. But you're gonna sit here and let him bleed out and remember him on a T-shirt. Learn some CPR, man.
Yeah, it's an order of things, man. It's an order.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
If I'm with my brothers and one of y'all gets shot, I ain't thinking about the cat that shot you. I'm trying to get you to the hospital.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? That's it.
That goes without saying. But a lot of times people romanticize the shit. Oh man, a lot of times if you get them to, unless it's a head shot or something like that, or heart or whatever, if they're still able to, you feel a pulse and all that, they got a chance.
Yeah. Rarely, I mean, the movies, that's Hollywood, man. Rarely is a headshot instantaneously deadly.
Yeah.
A headshot, you're gonna bleed out before you die from the brain damage. More than likely, but from the stuff that I've read,
It's been a lot of lives, you know, just by experience. There's been a lot of lives. A good friend of mine got shot in the head twice. He lost his vision. He lived. He's still living to this day. He got shot 19. I'm sorry, Kevin, if I misquoted. 1993, maybe 94.
I remember him, man.
Yeah, Kevin Parker.
I remember that, bro.
You know, but like I said, bro, it's you know just the. All right, well, let me switch it up a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit, just to get some flow in the conversation, right? Now, and I'm not trying to be, and bro, don't get too deep into it. Answer how you want to answer. Let me say that first and foremost. But I just have a question. I saw, well, you know, Enos Kanter and the kid from Iowa State, what's his name? Could have had a promising NBA career, but he was afraid to fly. And he lost it because he got drafted by Houston. I forgot. They declared for the WNBA to make a point, right?
Yeah.
And the point was trans, I guess, I don't know how you put it, trans men in the NBA, WNBA and all this. And they were like, well, that's not because I guess they, you know, maybe on the religious side of things, right? There wasn't enough discussion, so they're trying to be controversial, right? I'm trying to figure out, and let me tell you how I feel. If a man decides to become a woman, that's his business, right? It is what it is. But because you decide to become a woman, doesn't really give you the right to participate in women's sports. That's my opinion. I'm not debating anybody who disagrees with me. I'm telling you how I feel about that. That don't make sense.
Okay, so it doesn't make sense to you.
No, so wait a minute. So you see something wrong from what I said?
No, you said when you gave a scenario.
Yeah.
And you said he applied.
No, that
I'm trying to see where you.
Damon, they was grandstanding. They just did that. They just did that to go viral and get the, you know, get out there and say the shit. You know what I mean? To talk about it, right?
Right.
But then the whole debate is the WNBA. They said in the WNBA, the majority of women don't have a problem with having trans women there, which I think was made up. Like I said, I think was made up. But I ended it by saying, develop your own league. Develop your own league. You know what I mean?
Right.
You made the decision. I respect it, but don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. Like if a woman did the opposite and tried to get into the league, I wouldn't agree with that either. You understand what I'm saying, T? And you know, is it moral? Am I standing on moral? No, I think in all fairness, because just like I said, and this is my opinion, you have every right. If you feel you need it as a grown human being, you feel you need to transition to the opposite sex, live your life, right? But like I said, I ain't want to make this deep. I was just wondering, just quickly. Now I don't want you to skirt over it. If you want to take your time with it, do it. But quickly, what's your opinion about it? No, I take that back. Should there be a conversation about it? I think that's it. I'm going out there because, you know, this is my opinion, but I don't want to put YouTube on the spot like that. I'm just saying, should there be a discussion about it? And I don't think it should be. That's all. So
what was that motivation of doing that? If
grandstanding.
Grandstanding.
Yeah. What's it? It's White. His last name is White. Please, in the chat, Marcus, if you're still on, what's the kid's name, man? He got drafted from Iowa State from Houston, Iowa State from Houston. He was afraid to fly. Last name is White. Great basketball player, but that phobia. I think it was some mental stuff. But
I think, man, it's a big leap from being able to fly to trying to register as a transgender on WNBA. I think it's a big leap, man. I mean, I can't see the connection. Bro.
He's into politics now, bro. He ran for office, public office. I'm telling you it's about the conversation. It's about the debate. It's not that he really wants to do it. You understand what I'm saying, Chief? Damon, you're the political guy. I would think you would understand this more than anything.
So how does he figure that he figure that he wouldn't have to fly with the WNBA?
I don't think he expects to do it at all, bro.
I understand that. I mean, but it just seems like, you know, if he was going to use that as an argument, you know, he would have had something to shore it up a little bit. But I mean,
go ahead and finish your Corey. Then I'm gonna read what Marcus put on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, just real quick, man. You know, it's physically, man. It's you know, it puts the naturally born females at a disadvantage. I believe that.
If they take it serious, yeah, but I don't think they take it serious.
Yeah, no, I mean, but this is not the only situation that I can think of, man. I mean, you know, you got that the one transgender athlete in MMA.
Yeah, but that's in Europe, in which they do it. I looked at that. I researched all of it. Right, they're doing that for a publicity stunt. You understand? They're not taking that seriously, man. You know what I mean?
It was a publicity stunt for this person to be knocking all these.
I know, knocking them out. I hope they paid for them because they knocked them the hell out. This was Marcus. Thank you, Marcus. Marcus said former NBA players Enes Kanter Freedom, Royce White, that's who it was, and Larry Sanders announced plans to enter the 2027 WNBA draft. Now, Royce White is in the politics right now. Kanter, I'm not sure why he's doing it, or Larry Sanders. You know what I'm saying? But they trying to go viral and spark the conversation so people look at them a certain way, conservative and people who are afraid and all these different things. You know what I mean? Damon, what you think? You got this look on your face.
I think, man, that it's a situation, man, that's taken away from the women that's playing in the WNBA and things that they're trying to accomplish or whatever. You distracting people with bullshit.
With the bullshit, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there are people who really in that life and who's trying to make these type of transitions, and you guys is just grandstanding. And so, I mean, what point are you making?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What point are you making? You just trying to be relevant on the certain level? I mean,
I think so.
I don't get it.
I think so.
Anytime that you know, and I'm not trying to step on toes, but an argument is created anytime. Well, an argument was created as soon as Jenner won Woman of the Year for Time.
Yeah.
Now, you know, if anything, I think that was a publicity stuff.
It was.
I think that on a personal level, I didn't take that shit serious. You know what I'm saying? And that's my fault. I'm like, you know, I thought it was.
There ain't no fault to it, Damon.
I think that they was grandstanding with the bullshit. I think it was a joke. And I'm like, man, there's a whole lot of other stuff happening in life. I mean, you have to take these people serious because this is their life. You have to.
Yeah.
But you got people over here who sensationalizing this shit. And to what end? What is their purpose?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What is that trying to prove?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what's your goal? Is my question.
Yeah.
Because everyday life, man, supersedes who's playing what sport or what game. Everyday life supersedes that. There are transgender people getting killed and brutalized every damn day. You know what I'm saying? Focus on that aspect of it, other than the damn sport, man. Because if you're a male, you know, let's just be honest. If you're a male, you're gonna dominate this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
You think you would, yeah.
You're gonna dominate this stuff, man.
Yeah.
I think basketball would be a little evenly matched though. Man, this is WNBA. They professional.
But we got
these
different.
dogs,
We got different muscle structure. That's real shit. We got different muscle structure. You know what I'm saying,
Bro?
I don't know, man. Don't get me wrong,
Bro. How high can a WNBA woman jump, man? At the highest level of the WNBA, how high can they jump? We got 40-inch vertical.
No, I get it.
They don't.
They got a few of them dunking.
Yeah,
and they 6'9", 7 foot. Tell me one WNBA woman in the league that got a 40-inch vertical.
I get it. Hey, look, and we ain't gonna debate it. You know, man, woman. I just brought up we got different structures, and you both gave us good answers. And Marcus said that money ain't the root of all evil. I'm paraphrasing Marcus, but attention is, clicks and likes is too important for some folks. But see, clicks and likes also, to piggyback off you, Marcus.
Nowadays,
clicks and likes also equals the money too. You know what I'm saying? They really do. All right. Forgive me, folks, I'm all over the place. I want to change it up a little bit. You guys, Marcus, also, are you guys familiar with Meta glasses?
Yeah.
what is it?
Yeah.
Meta glasses, META glasses.
Ray-Bans.
Yeah. So basically, Meta glasses have the capability of doing a number of things, but their main capability is to record. Right. Now, there's been a debate. Marcus has a pair. There's been a debate that is Meta glasses an invasion of privacy?
No more than your cell phone is.
No. Wait a minute. Oh. No, because the cell phone, you have to have a cell phone out to record. I'm talking about the recording part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Meta now lately, people have been started collecting them likes and collecting money off of candid. Folks don't know that you're recording the whole thing, especially the ones who, like in Texas and Miami, who the one going out to the clubs and shit. You know what I mean, picking up women. Now they just talking to you. You looking at and they drunk, right? And they talking to you candidly because they think you're interested, but you're recording them for content, right?
There's
Now,
no expectation of privacy in the public.
well, that's the debate. So let me just say this, and I'll let you start, Ja'Cory. What is your opinion about it?
It's a bit much. I, for me, it just seems impractical to have more than Well, I got two pairs of glasses, so I'm not gonna say that. I don't know, man. It's just I don't. It's not something that I would, and I'm not shitting on it or anything like that. It's just But as far as even recording with my cell phone, I wouldn't do that.
Okay. Damon, what's your opinion?
I think, man, what is your intention, man? You know what I'm saying? What do you stand to gain from it? Content?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, what if it happens to you? How would you feel about it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's something that you have to consider while you're looking for content. What if the roles were reversed?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Will you know what I'm saying? Will you still feel the same way?
Good question.
I think it's all predicated on the person and their intentions. What is you trying to achieve?
Are they functional outside of the cameras, or are they real? They are real glasses, right?
I believe so, Ja'Cory, but I'm not sure. I think a lot of them has to do with my youngest son, Carson. He's able to he ordered glasses online that has the kind of lens that helps him when you stare too much at a screen. You know what I'm saying? So it's different tints to it. Now I'm sure you could put your prescription up in there. Marcus says when the glasses are activated to record or take a picture in a light is illuminated. Some are working and hack to turn the light off. So that's the companies out. Like, yo, there's a red light on.
Even still though, you do not. There is no expectation of privacy.
No, I get it.
In the public.
But that's debatable too, Ja'Cory. It's debatable.
When you leave your house, when you break the frame of your door and leave your house, what expectation do you have not to be on somebody's camera, Keith?
I get that.
Me minding my own goddamn business.
I know it's a debate too. It's a debate.
Me minding my own business.
Whether or not, like, remember when somebody, like some of these Karens and Hermans would be on that good bullshit, right? And breaking the law and doing something to somebody, and then you don't have the right to record me. Yeah, you do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you do. If you breaking the law,
what if one of your loved ones is, ambulance had to be called, and they being dragged out the house in dire straits and all that stuff, and somebody is there with these glasses for content? You know what
it's the same conversation we had about it earlier, man. And I said myself, man, so one of these days, people are going to start getting prosecuted for that material or whatever. Okay. But it's the same case for the glasses, I think.
Laws would have to be changed, bro, for them to really go after you, because you would have to. I'm gonna tell you, it's a fine line. You would have to be the one who initiated it and recorded. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And also, if the officer, the arresting officer, or the ADA could prove, like, yo, you could have done something about this, but you sat there and watched a brutal assault, or worse. You see what I'm saying? And didn't do anything about it. They can find, they could definitely find a way to charge you now.
I'm waiting for the day that somebody like with the meta glasses, somebody gets prosecuted for recording like credit card numbers and shit. And,
I'm sure it's already happened, Jaquar. I'm sure it's already happened. See, that's the thing. That's the thing when it comes to credit. They're getting better with credit cards. You really have to have the physical John, right? Or your bank is designed, which I know personally, your bank is designed like to know your spending habits, which is kind of like trippy for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, wait a minute, Keith, you never shopped at Fashion Over. Let me send this alert out to you. You feel what I'm saying? So the banks are getting better at doing that. You feel me? So no, it's just a crazy thing, man. We definitely got to be careful, bro. We definitely do. Um, anything else on the meta? You think, Jaquan? Okay.
oh, I tried some on Nikki. She said this is before I got these glasses. She wanted me to get a pair, but I'm like I can't wear these to work.
No,
Can't wear them to work. I can't even wear them in the building. So shit.
I'm sure it's some bylaws that you cannot do that,
Yeah,
especially where you work. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. If I can't bring in a phone, I damn sure can't bring these in.
Yeah, yeah. Um, okay. Along the same lines, when it comes to these influencers, right? I serve heavy on TikTok. You know why? I'm old school for entertainment or anything. And plus, excuse me, I'm going on cashing. And plus, what I found is I found my hold on. Parker said I asked my meta glasses for the Powerball number. As you can see, I'm still here, so it didn't work.
I didn't know they did all that shit. They got the AI
Oh,
on.
no, the AI calculates everything. See, now I'm getting ready to drop this up because I always do because of my list. Chat, PTT, whatever, right? People think kind of true, but people think if you ask the question, you get the actual answer, right? It's about 90 what 93% right. But what Chat PTT does, like I said, excuse my list, what it does is it has all the information and it calculates everything and it gives you the best answers it has. Even when it comes to what is it, stock market, Powerball with market, the whole nine is all. It starts off as the truth. The base is the truth. The subject is the truth. And then the more and more it calculates, right? This is layman, guys. The more and more it calculates, it's giving you a percentage of the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because my wife, Kia, with her lovely self, very smart person, right? But she'll say to me, Keith, what do you think about this, and we can't come up with the answer. She said, you know what? Let me call Chat. And she named her John. She named them. And it's like then she had the actual conversation with the AI.
I've never done that before.
And the AI like, oh, kid, yeah, you know what, kid, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, you know what? My best guess is, and I crack up, man. You know, but when it comes to these influencers, and this is a personalized question for both of you guys. Whatever level, because if it's a celebrity and he's pushing a product or she's pushing a product, she is temporarily becoming an influencer to try to get you to buy that product. How much emphasis does a celebrity influencer or celebrity sports guy or whoever determine what you buy?
Tell you the truth, man. You know, I'm not really exposed to a lot of commercials, man, because I don't watch regular TV.
Okay.
So
I'm the same way.
you can't use a celebrity to sell me nothing.
Hell, Denzel was on there talking about some damn. It was AI, but he's on there talking about some gold blue shoes. And I said, Denzel. I was like this. Bing. No, I'm just kidding. But a lot of people do. A lot of people will buy a product because of the salesman.
Whenever I see a celebrity doing a commercial for something, I ask my wife, is he broke? As far as I'm concerned, they ain't got no business doing that shit. I mean, outside of America, they will do commercials. Harrison Ford will do commercials in China.
How much money they was making?
Yeah.
Hey, Samuel Jackson said, "What's in your wallet? None of your goddamn business, motherfucker."
And Sam, no, I'm telling you, the American companies, because Japanese and Chinese companies was doing it, bringing in. They started off with celebrity voices who narrated the commercial, right? Because Brad Pitt was making a shitload of money just narrating a commercial in either China or Japan. And as was going on, different celebrities. Now the music celebrities, oh yeah, they getting paid to do commercials over the way. You know what I'm saying? But actors always said it was beneath them, just like being in television was beneath them. But then when that paycheck started to get bigger and bigger and bigger, guess what they did? Sign me up. I'm gonna tell you last name, Fluke. And tell me what you think. My thing was, what's my man? Tulsa. What's the thing with Sly Stallone? Tulsa.
Tulsa Kings.
Yeah, Tulsa King.
Yeah. I like the show. Right?
I do too.
When I saw Samuel on that show last season, the last 3 episodes, I said, I know he's the hardest working man in show business, but I've never seen him on TV. He was right there. I said, that check is humongous.
I don't think I've ever seen him on TV
either. Hey, Marcus, you said Michael Jackson and Pepsi. Michael Jackson, he paid for it too, didn't he? That J. Cole got caught on fire.
Here's the thing, man. For me, and I'm Gen Z, man. Gen X. You know what I'm saying? I get irritated watching commercials and shit, bro. I record everything because I want to fast forward through all that bullshit, bro. I'm that guy who walks into a department store or whatever, and I want to be left alone to my own devices. You know what I'm saying? Don't come up to me and talk about, we got your plaids, we got your polka dots. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like plaid and polka dots, man. So I'm gonna do the right thing because I was raised right. Hey man, hey bro, when I need you,
I'm gonna call.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get caught up in who's ever presents anything or trying to convince me. I'm gonna make my own decisions and choices, man. And that's worked for me thus far. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for anybody else, but that's just how I feel.
Yeah.
You know. commercials is just, man, I want to get back to the game. Like people get caught up in the Super Bowl ads and stuff like that. If they ain't funny, I'm not interested.
I get
You know
it.
what I'm saying?
I get it. Oh,
If it's funny, then that's what it is to me. It's funny, but I'm not thinking about the product. You know what I'm saying? I want to be that guy who was on a teleprompter with Trump saying, hey, man, let me tell you about the stock markets, man. Let me throw you a little bone and shit.
yeah, yeah.
That's what I want to know. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you another thing, man. I find that lately, man, if I do watch commercials, I find I have a hard time of trying to figure out what the fuck the commercial is even about.
I know.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Troy, this been time me and my wife been sitting in bed, we see a commercial, and she look at me and she be, well, what is it about? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Damn, are we too old to get it? You know, what's the deal? Just not interested, man.
You know what I think? I think that I don't know, man. You remember back in the day, them infomercials, and they'll be telling you that it's a miracle drug to stop you from having heart attacks, and then at the end they give you the disclaimer: this drug may cause bleeding of the anus and may give you serious. You know, your eyes might pop out your head. If you make sure you consult a doctor after this shit start happening, because he might need to hit you with a damn hypodermic needle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, man, I got gout problems, but there's too many side effects. I think I just deal with the gout, man. I'm good with it.
I just deal with it.
I'll change my diet up.
yeah. I was thinking about something else that crossed my mind. But but you know, we going everywhere, man. Here's the serious part of this conversation. And Marcus, if you're still there, you can chime in on this. I saw something that caught my attention. And I just want you guys just to comment on this. And I don't want no smoke blowing. I don't want no brownie point bacon shit. I want you to just think about it and tell what's on your heart, right? I saw on social media this woman said, a man paying all the bills doesn't automatically make him the head of the household. A man paying all the bills doesn't make him automatically the head of the household. Now, this is not the poke the battle of the sexes and nothing like this, but what is your opinion about that statement? And whoever wants to go after you think about it, I'm giving you a moment to let it simmer and just go from there.
I'm gonna say, man, that a man paying it doesn't make it automatic. If that's how you structure your household and everybody's willing to go along, then so be it. But anything that keeps peace in your house, should be used in any method.
Okay.
But I don't think enough black men in particular who not necessarily don't support that, but that's not how they run. That's not how they interact in their households. I don't think those voices are heard enough.
Gotcha.
It's on just across the board. That's probably how other communities think we all are, or
Gotcha.
how we all think. I don't think that's necessarily true.
Damon?
If a man is paying all the bills and you living the life of Riley, what the hell you got to complain about? Why do you even come to that conclusion? You know what I'm saying? If your money is freed up because your man is paying all the bills, why is you challenging this man? Why?
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? It all depends on, you know what I'm saying, what you got that man for. You got him there to pay all the bills. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you think he's worth? Then of course you're gonna come to that dumbass conclusion.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Of course you're gonna come to that. But if you appreciate the situation, then you would exalt him to a certain status automatically, right? So I mean,
okay.
Why be that controversial, man? If you live in that life,
And and I think the young lady wanted to be, and to me it was a lot of hurt in there, but it is what it is. So KJ and I are thinking along the same line. What's going on, brother? Long time.
What's going on, man?
It says it's one of the contributing factors to making him the head of the household. So I'm gonna piggyback on all three of you guys. And Aunt Robin said that she needs to explain that. So here's my thing, and we'll get to you in a minute, Marcus. It depends on your agreement, period. What do you feel? What do you both feel the definition of head of the household is? You know what I'm saying? See, the way I see head of the household, this is my opinion, is I know that you're my partner, but I make the hard decisions with a lot of thought, with a lot of, you understand what I'm saying to you? Unless I defer it to you. And if I'm deferring it to you, I'm making the decision as the head of the household, like, okay, we're going to go with what you say we should do. Right? Now, people want to me, and I'm real quick, people want to put it like in a box. I lead this household. Some people have to lead the household because your partner, right? Your partner defers to you, saying you're going to take care of everything. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about decision making. Now, some decision making is selfish, right? So does that make you a good head of the household, or does it make you just somebody who just only following his thing? There's so much stuff that goes, just like you guys say, there's so much stuff that goes with it. You know what I mean? Now, Marcus says, too many women defining what masculinity is, in my opinion, and most of them are single. Okay. Now, I get that. I understand where you're coming from with that. You feel me? But then, this is what Robin says. There's something wrong with their marriage somewhere because that doesn't make sense at all. I'm a woman and I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? Because you got to think about it. Most women marry a man. The majority of women, and I'm not, I'm not boxing anything in, but the majority of women marry a man to be led. Meaning, and there's a lot of differences of what led means. You see what I'm saying? Because most of us as men, we're equipped because we go out every day and we work ourselves through this world. We get things done. We make things happen. And then we keep the balance in our household. And keeping the balance is making sure your children know what direction to walk into, right? And making sure your mate know that you got her back. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. Now, I understand this was incendiary because everybody has an opinion about it. You feel me? And I respect everyone's opinion. Right? But me personally, I can make every decision when it comes to my family. My family. I can make every decision that comes when it comes to my family. But what I do is because my wife is my partner, I'll ask her. And if she says something that I don't agree with, I'll tell her I don't agree. Tell me more. But then, hey, we need to pull the trigger on this because we need to get this thing done. You feel me?
I'm just saying, don't be no hypocrite, man. If you decide to make a decision, you decide to, hey, you know what? I'm gonna make a decision for all of us. You know what I'm saying? And it don't work out. Are you gonna go back to that same woman and say, hey, you know what? Let's figure out how to get out of this bind because I made the wrong decision. You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna be that person? Or are you gonna say, hey man, or are you gonna say, or you gonna be that person who say, you know what? I made the wrong decision. We just have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? The decisions we make affects us all. And if you in a bind and you trying to figure it out, but you have a partner who you agree and trust, and they have an answer, you know what I'm saying? You're just gonna have to deal with that, man. Because if you're wrong, you still gonna have to depend on this person to help y'all get through this shit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So why not at the very beginning say, you know what, this is a mutual discussion, and we both can come to an understanding that's going to help and benefit us both. Either you trust that person or you don't. You know what I'm saying? So you can cut out all the bullshit by just having a conversation. But what do you think? Well, we could try this or we could try that.
Makes sense.
What do you think? I think we could come to a mutual agreement and we could try that.
Yeah.
Then it's an us thing. Instead of me making a decision, being totally wrong, and then having to have hat in hand coming to this person and saying, okay, what we gonna do now?
You say hat in hand.
You know what I'm saying?
Baby. You know?
I mean, isn't that literally what it is?
Yes, sir. All right. Good. Hey, good discussion. Hey, in comments, good discussion. Thank you, Marcus, KJ, Robin. Thank you. All right, there's another one. I was surfing, man, just for what the fuck did they say? Social media, right? This woman said, your adult children don't owe you a relationship just because you raised them. Your adult children don't owe you a relationship just because you raised them. I'm gonna let that simmer. Folks in the comments, tell me what you think. I'm gonna let it simmer, Jaquan and Damon, because when I heard it, I was like, wow. I was like, I had to figure out what I do for my boys, right? Then I had to figure out what our mother and father did for me. And then I had to come together and come to a unselfish logical conclusion in answering this. Now today I have an answer, but tomorrow it might be totally different. But now you had to think about it. Marcus says shit. Damon, Jaquari, what y'all think?
You know what my predicament is, man. There's a lot of things about my situation I had to reconcile over the years, man. And I have to firmly agree. Have to firmly agree. And
Because you're in your predicament, or is it because that's how
despite
you felt?
despite of my predicament,
Okay.
and I don't feel like my daughter owed me anything, for having a hand in her raising or anything like that. The only debt I feel I'm owed is access to the grandkids or whatever. But
Gotcha.
they're not my biological grandkids, so I'm not owed that. So again, over the years, I've had to reconcile certain shit.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Damon.
I ain't trying to hear none of that bullshit. You out your mind. If I am in your life and we interact with each other to the point where you're successful or at a starting point, you damn sure owe me something. Bullshit.
At
I
least,
ain't trying to hear that.
At least a conversation, some time. Yes, sir.
You out your mind. You understand what I'm saying? Bro, that's not my experience. Let me give you that copy. That's not my experience. But just thinking about if I was in that position, you know what it takes to raise a child, man?
I know. It's a lot.
So, and then they come to that conclusion.
It's a lot.
Out of here with that, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear it. I don't even how the hell you even come up with that question, man?
I think it's a personal thing. No, like I said, I was surfing through social media and on one of these talk forums. That's what was said.
That's crazy
You know
as
what I mean?
hell, man.
You know, and
it ain't easy. It's not easy. It's never been easy. But I mean, as an adult, man, you know, as a man, it's just it's better to accept shit the way that it is sometimes.
yeah,
No matter how many times you actively try to fix it, no matter how
Yeah.
many times you fantasize about it being fixed or whatever, at some point you got to come to the realization that that relationship just does not exist anymore.
yeah,
Now, in the past, I was in a space where I questioned the whole validity of the relationship from the onset, but I remember that she was a child.
hmm
She was a child. So the onus, even into her adulthood, as far as I'm concerned, the onus is on me.
yeah. And here's the thing. My selfish side says to me, no, what it was. What I had to do is understand that I raised my sons to be independent and to be able to be self-sufficient, right? And hopefully, what me pointing it out along the way, hopefully them seeing that this is a reciprocation love, meaning you have to acknowledge who loves you, who's been there for you. But then I came to the conclusion whether or not you recognize it or not, if it's not in you, I cannot, I can't accept it, but I won't, as along the lines of what you're saying, Jacquard, I will not beat myself up over it. And I'm like, with you, Damon, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I ain't trying to hear that bullshit, bro.
Are you fucking kidding me?
My decision, man, was made primarily, man, for self-preservation.
No doubt. No.
It,
This not analyzing each other's.
yeah, I understand that, but I'm not explaining it or anything. Just for clarification.
Yeah.
Like I said, as an adult, as a grown man, I had to divorce myself from those emotions.
Gotcha. I got you. Let me read what Marcus says. I was hanging out with my son on a cruise ship last week, and a time was had. He cool as fuck. Nothing was forced, and we just clicked and appreciated each other.
Right.
That's my guy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I feel that. You know what I mean? I love both my boys. You know what I'm saying?
Our dad.
Go ahead.
Our dad was hard on me, man, growing up. Y'all know how it was, man. And the night before I was for to leave his ward, you know what I'm saying? Some things were revealed to me. And I understood all the different things that happened in the past and all that. And subsequently, we became best friends after that. We as parents, man, we have this idea that, you know what, they might not understand, but everything we do is to keep them safe. You know what I'm saying? to make sure that when we launch them into the world, that we give them all of us. And if you can't understand that, then there is a real disconnect, man. And it's not a healthy thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not a healthy thing.
Yeah. And
that is predicated not on the parent, that's the child who needs to understand that. Have you missed a meal? I'm saying, did all your needs get met? Not to your standard or how you feel it should have been, but did you miss out on anything? And did you recognize that, you know what? Hey, man, my father made sure I had this. And he's still wearing the shoes he bought 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things, man, that I think a child needs to recognize. You know what I'm saying? Outside of themselves. You know, what sacrifice did that parent make to make sure they had or were put in the position?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that is something that's something that's predicated on them, man, to understand.
It's all about their character. I think that's what you're speaking to, right?
Right. Exactly.
And we can feed somebody's character, but people develop their own character individually, in my opinion. Now, you guys, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah. I mean, it's heavy. It's heavily influenced as character can be. Yeah. I mean, people, kids when they grow up, they tend to knock off the rough edges. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think, man, that at the end of the day, it's all going to come out. It's all going to be, you know what I'm saying? And the sad part about it is all on them. You feel what I'm saying? It's all on them. That's just like a child saying to a father, how come you weren't in my life, man? And that if a dad is not in this child's life, that child is going to seek out that dad, no matter what the mother says about him, or whatever. That child is going to seek out because it's something that's innate in them, wanting to know,
yeah,
who am I, and why? Why weren't you there? They're going to know. They're going to want to know those answers. Man. You know what I'm saying? So if they come to a conclusion that, hey man, I ain't got nothing to do with you. Some of it might be earned, man.
Some fathers might tell them, I wasn't shit and I ain't want to
right
on you.
There is that.
You know what I'm saying?
But if you, that guy that's been there,
yeah,
blood or not, you that guy that's been there,
something is old. I think something is old. That's old. Now,
just
technically you owe me something, but go ahead, Corey.
Just a little pushback, man. As I said before, man, it's because it's been quite a long time since we had contact or whatever. And I've had fantasies about that conversation, whether it be reconciliation or closure or whatever. And throughout all my scenarios, I found myself, still being unsatisfied. No matter what the outcome was, because I lost a lot of years, man. We lost a lot of years that we can't get back.
Maturity, and realization, dog, and that's what it is. But the thing about it is, if you are blessed for a relationship now, something you can build on. I mean, and I'm saying it's kind of empty that I'm saying this, but my point is this. In my heart, I believe it's going to change because of the kind of person you are.
I keep honestly, man, and I'm not, no pushback or anything, but I don't think about it anymore, man.
I understand because it's too much pain.
You know what's crazy to me, bro? If I can allow to be self, it's difficult for me to hear, bro.
And I appreciate that. I do.
I mean, truly. So I'm gonna stay quiet. We talk offline about it.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause, I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
out of all the times, you know, I have spoken about her on this platform or whatever. You know, it's very difficult for me not to shit on her. Very difficult, very difficult. But in my rational mind, I don't,
Maturity.
I don't, I don't have a reason. I don't have a reason to shit on her. There's no reason.
Gotcha.
You know, it's
It's
just kind of like,
heartbreaking to me,
and
bro.
Damn it, we
the
get that.
heartbreaking
We
thing.
understand that,
The
but just
heartbreaking thing for me.
let them get it out.
The heartbreaking thing for me, man, is her relationship with her mother, because she doesn't, she's not, and I don't want to put my wife's business out there, but
Hey, Jaquari, we're talking about you right now, and this is all love when I say this.
yeah, I get
It,
that.
it is.
I
It
understand.
is what it is. Don't take on somebody else's load.
Yeah,
Deal with your own.
yeah, but I'm just, for me, man, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna put the focus back on me, but that's what breaks my heart, man.
I
That's
got you.
what breaks my heart. Their
I got you.
relationship and with their non-relationship.
I got
But
you.
I mean, it's because she's asked me several times, what would you do if they showed up on the doorstep? I don't
You
know.
open that motherfucker up.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know, but I don't know that I would be quick to to be all embracing and shit.
Oh, of course. I mean, sometimes people, grown people, got to prove their worth to you.
I mean, I don't even have that expectation, man. I
I get
just
it.
it's things and it's definitely things that need to be said, and I'm not about to martyr myself, man. But that the fantasies about that closure conversation, man. And when I think about the questions I would ask, you know,
Okay.
I think I'm trying to, I spend a lot of time trying to find a bad guy in this situation.
Yeah. So let me ask real quick. We're gonna close it off with this question: is there such thing as closure? Damon Jaquari, is there such thing as closure to you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think it is.
Uh, Jaquari said no. Quickly, tell us why you feel it is, Damon.
Because man, you come to an understanding and the conclusion within yourself, like Corey was talking about. No matter how it turns out, you have to come to a closure and a conclusion about how you feel, how it's affecting you. Are you going to continue to let that pain and that struggle linger? Will you stop growing? Will you don't have a finality to not not suffering, but
So let me ask
lack
you
of
this, Damon.
understanding.
Let me
Lack of
ask you this.
understanding.
Let me ask you this, Damon. What you just said is Jaquari in the process of, as closure, and he has not realized it.
I think, man, if I'm being honest with you, I think that's a conversation me and Jacory should have offline, bro.
He's asking. He said, "I'm asking you
I'm
this question."
saying no, I'm saying I'm emotional about
Okay.
it. And I might not say the right shit right now in this moment, bro.
All right.
I'm emotionally tied into it. And
Everybody is. Everybody is.
I
I
said
understand. I
I
understand.
said before, it's heartbreaking to me. So I don't want
Okay.
to be on here talking about this shit.
All right, bro.
And
I don't want you to break down. So we're gonna move on to something else. All right. So, motherfucker, quit asking me.
I'm just saying, bro. I mean, I said it, bro.
Hey,
Me and him can talk later.
man,
That's
hey,
it.
look, wait, okay, but don't, hey,
I don't really, I don't really
this is
talk about it.
content, motherfucker. Yeah, we in it, and this is nothing. This is Jaquari getting.
Bro, I'm not being an asshole, man.
Whoa. No, you're
I'm just a
not.
little
You're
emotional.
not.
I'm
You're
just being
not.
I'm a little emotional right now. That's
Damon,
all.
you are not.
No, ain't nobody accusing
No,
you of that, bro.
no, everything's cool. This is, I'm by chance, Jaquari is able to get something off his chest, which was
I can dig it. I respect that, man.
That's purely accidental. But
I
you know
respect
what?
that.
I want to get to help out. So like I said, surfing social media. Just gonna change it up a little bit. Somebody said black people need to stop expecting successful black celebrities to represent the entire community. Once you become famous, do you have any responsibility to the people and culture that help make you famous? I'm gonna put this on the screen for you, Robin. And KJ said, yes, there is, but it doesn't always happen. And Robin, I'm gonna put this on the screen. We're gonna read it before we move on. But I'm gonna read this again, guys. Black people need to stop expecting successful black celebrities to represent the entire community. Once you become famous, do you have any responsibility to the people and culture that help make you famous? All right, let me just go first. Let this simmer with you guys. I've always felt this way. Black celebrities are human beings, right? Are human beings who had a special skill that everybody liked. But it don't change what kind of character they have. Right? Yes, you can argue. You owe it to say something. You owe it to do this. You owe it to, you know what I'm saying? You can argue that. Right? But when the word owe comes in, unless you at the ticket counter personally selling me a particular ticket so you can get on, right? And then you have an opportunity to at least say something to help the cause. Okay, that's an argument. But is it the truth? No, but that's an argument though. You know what I'm saying? I've always felt this way. And I go back to Charles Barkley. When Charles goofy ass was the guy, and he had this Nike commercial. And he said, I am not a role model. Right? Most people don't understand what he was saying. They took it the wrong way. See, me, when I heard him say that, I was like, okay, I get it. I'm surprised you said it because somebody wrote it for you, but I get it. Basically, is you got role models that get up every day. You know, if you're in college and your parents is putting you through, if they feed you every day, if they raise you, those are real role models. You see what I'm saying? Black celebrity. I remember Jim Brown used to get at Eddie Murphy all the time. He's this famous guy. He ain't doing nothing for the community. Remember when it was on Mike? He ain't doing nothing for the community. Well, that's his personal struggle to do. What the fuck is you doing for the community? And how important?
You talking about Jim Brown?
Jim Brown said that.
He done a whole lot for the damn community, bro.
But why? This point I was getting to. Why did he do it? Because
he felt compelled.
Yes, sir.
You felt compelled.
So why are you trying to compel these guys who ain't even thought about doing this shit? Or publicized it.
You got to think about the source, man. I mean, at the time when Jim Brown became active or whatever, you know, he had a reputation for jumping on people, didn't he? So he had to clear his image.
I get it. Damon, what you think?
I think, man, if you choose to take on that role, of course your expectation, man, is other people to do the same thing, because somewhere down the line it might have cost you. Might have cost you, money or whatever. And because you made that commitment, you expect everybody else who's in the spotlight to do the same thing, as it pertains to your community. You know what I'm saying? You don't want people to be sellouts, man, as far as you're concerned, in your mind, especially when you make sacrifices, man. So
Are those sacrifices personal? Because I agree.
yeah,
I agree. I agree with you, Damon. But go ahead.
If it costs you contracts, if it costs you endorsements and stuff like that, of course you're going to take that personal, man.
Yeah. But
you know what I'm saying?
Do you get mad at somebody else who don't want to do it?
It depends on the person, man. If I can do it, why can't you? If I can make the sacrifices, why can't you? In the name of our community, why can't you?
I think you. I'm with you. I think you can ask. I think you can ask that question. But what about the expectation of that motherfucker really just he or she really like? You know what I'm saying? Like here KJ says, nope, you don't. Society puts that on celebrities and famous people. There's no obligation. All right, fire away. You know what I mean? But
I think, man, it all depends on what type of sacrifice you made and how it affected your life. You feel what I'm saying? If you're going through it and you volunteer that sacrifice, then of course, man, you expect other people to do the same thing and be on the same accord with you. That might not necessarily be the, how it's going to go or the truth, but you expect it.
I think
that means that you standing on your shit, 10 toes down.
Going along with what you just said, Damon, I think you have the right to say just that. Yo, man, what the fuck is you doing? But your expectation.
Everybody ain't gonna be that though. Right.
But your expectation of them doing it, you have to be realistic too. You know what I mean?
But isn't it a sad commentary, bro, if you made that sacrifice and you going through that struggle and that strife and nobody else is following your lead? Then you asking yourself why the hell you did it.
Hopefully, right? if you did it, you already know, man, and that complaint won't come. You know what I'm saying?
I think we need to consider the fact that, especially back in the late 50s, early 60s, a lot of celebrities, black celebrities and athletes, they were actually breaking the color line.
Yeah.
So they could speak from firsthand experience.
And when shit was hard.
Yeah, but not that scenario has changed in any way. There's still a color line.
Yeah.
And I believe that's why they're still so prominent, in the movement.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2026, man. And we still have an occasion where we can name the first black something or whatever. So very little has changed, and I think that's, as I said, why they're still at the forefront, of the movement.
Imagine this shit, man. Imagine this shit, man. You on the team, man, when the coach ain't shit, right? And ain't helping nobody out, just misleading and disregarding a whole lot of shit. And you step up and say, I have these demands for us and all this stuff. And these cats say, hey, man, I'm sorry, bro.
That's why you speak up for yourself.
I'm sorry, bro.
And you have.
Yeah, I complained to you about the same man, but I need this man. You compromising your integrity, bro.
But hold on. Very good point. But then you hit a caveat with the motherfucker. You said, I need this man. So a motherfucker will swallow dirt to get what he wants too.
Yeah, but what if that man is a paper tiger though?
No, I get it. Yes, sir.
What if he's a paper tiger? He just what they say? Feeling entitled and shit, and on the wrong side of shit.
I get it. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody can learn from a situation, bro.
That's true.
Everybody can.
So on the screen, good point, Damon Jaquar. On the screen, I remember this. It said Marcus said in a famous 1963 interview, Malcolm X criticized black entertainers and athletes, such
Yep.
as
I
Lena
remember.
Horne, Dick Gregory, and baseball players, being promoted as civil rights leaders. He famously called them puppets and clowns, set up by the white establishment to say what white audience wanted to hear,
Right.
arguing they lack the grounding and independence of true community leaders. And see, that's the thing about it is he was right, but at the same time, those entertainers, right, was working hand in hand with people who had their boots on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not choosing a side, but Malcolm X also said that our community is the only community who pick our entertainers as our leaders. And I think it's the time. It's the time because one of you guys said it already. Those entertainers was breaking the color barrier,
Right.
so they
They were actually going through their own
They were going
struggles.
through their own shit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what makes it great for us is at the time with Malcolm, we would have had to say, oh, that brother Malcolm, Minister Malcolm is right. But we have what? We have the opportunity to look back and see everybody's struggle. As they were going through it together in real time, everybody had different struggles. Everybody went through different shit. You know what I mean? All right.
I think everybody was going through the same shit, but through different ways, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Through different ways. You know what I'm saying? Dick Gregory went through his own. He was a trendsetter, man. He was that guy.
Of course.
Him at the time, him and Bill Cosby was that guy. I'm saying, before both of them, you know who it was? And most people don't recognize it. Sammy Davis Jr. You know what I'm saying?
He broke some color barriers. Yeah,
right. Sure. We saw him dancing when we say buck dancing. But at the same time, what crossed us with him, he made a white woman. But he spoke in terms of us and what we were struggling with.
Yeah.
He never deviated from it.
Look, as hindsight, we get to see it. My point
is, if we look beyond our own personal struggles and see somebody else's, you can find something that you can recognize and respect.
Mm-hmm.
You can find it there. I'm saying, because of the propaganda and all the bullshit that's against us, it tells some of us and the world that he ain't really for you. He's a coon. He's this and he. Sammy Davis Jr. wasn't a coon. He just put himself in the position where he could speak to the world. It was our fault because we wasn't listening.
No doubt.
Because he actually been through it and he persevered.
But that's the whole propagandized situation where we only get partial information, and then when we get the full information, we don't want to hear it if it's coming from a black man or black woman. I'm just talking about as a group. Not saying that it happens. It's just a simple fact that we don't trust information that's been given by us. That's my opinion.
Me and my wife had a conversation, man, a while back. She was talking about Stephen A. Smith. A lot of black people don't like Stephen A. Smith.
Oh yeah, dickhead, but he
How many black people has he put on, man?
I get it. But he's still a dickhead.
He's a dickhead in certain aspects, but how many black people have he's put on?
Bro, I'm not denying that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. But he what he does is he handles what he does for a living like a business model.
Right.
If
He's a
you handle it
capitalist.
you don't give a
He
shit.
said it.
When it comes to business, you don't give a shit how you make the money, you make the money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why I call him a dickhead. Because I've seen him, he apologized to Kyrie Irving, bashed him for 3 years straight. Because this man was afraid to take COVID back to his children and didn't want the shot. He handled that on a business aspect.
I'm not saying that he's a righteous brother.
No.
What I am saying is that
He put a lot of people on.
he not by himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He not by himself. There's a lot of cats that he put on, and you like, damn, how the hell we put this cat on?
No, because
Speaking a whole lot of, I've never seen. This is my point, bro. I've never seen a brother put on another brother who speak broken English, man.
oh my God. Now you ain't on that one, man. Stop playing.
Now I'm being controversial.
Be quiet. He trying to look. He trying to be. He throwing jabs at people now. He said, "Broken."
Hey, bro, you said it's about the algorithms. Let's be about it.
Wow. All right. That was funny though.
There are a whole lot of aspects to this shit, man. It's all predicated and on what you own and about, man. How you feel.
So.
And that's what it is, bro.
Last question of the day.
And he ain't gonna agree with everybody.
Like I said, guys in the comment, guys and young ladies in the comment, we've been all over the place. I was surfing social media today, and it's the what the fuck did they say type of thing. So this last one, I think it might be a good one, guys. You don't have to forgive somebody to heal. You don't have to forgive somebody to heal. You don't have to forgive somebody to heal. I'm gonna let y'all marinate on that. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I think it depends on and guys in the comment, please give us your opinion. It depends on your maturity level, who you are, and what you think about yourself. Now, when it comes to the physical harm, that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of healing as a whole, somebody did you wrong, right? Somebody did you wrong. What level of maturity do you have? It is crazy. You don't have to forgive somebody to heal. Damon Jaquari, have at it.
As much as those intrusive thoughts, happen in a person's mind, man. True healing, I don't know if it's achievable. You can I think you can reconcile shit. You can figure out a way to deal with it, but some things you just can't heal from. Some things I don't think you're supposed to heal
from. Okay, so that answer. Hold on, Damon. You didn't. Jaquari. You didn't really answer the question. I don't think. I must have missed it.
Okay, ask it again.
I said, you don't have to forgive somebody to heal.
Mm-hmm.
Did you answer the question? I'll move on to Damon.
I feel like I did, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's necessary.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay, I didn't hear that. I'm sorry, Damon. What you think?
Well, if I'm being honest with myself and revealing, bro, I had to ask forgiveness from people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I had to ask forgiveness and expected them to forgive me. And if they didn't, then I learn from it and move on, move forward. But I'm not animus about it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not judgmental. I'm asking for forgiveness, and I'm being judgmental too. I can't be that person.
Gotcha.
I affected your life in this way, and I ask for forgiveness in order to have peace within myself. But then at the same time, not forgive somebody and try to find peace in that. I mean, what sense did that make? That's contradictory, man, and that's being a hypocrite.
Gotcha.
Or when you find yourself in a scenario when you ask somebody for forgiveness and they say no, and it only increases your anger. Why were you asking for forgiveness in the first place?
Gotcha.
If I find myself in a position of needing to ask for forgiveness, I have no expectation of being forgiven. Me asking for forgiveness, is a totally selfish act. It's a totally selfish act. Because if
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
if I feel like I've wronged a person and something about this situation just ain't sitting right, then I got to take my ownership of it, man.
Yeah.
Right.
And hopefully that'll bring me enough peace and get me as close to the closure of that situation as I can get.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let me read this. A couple comments came in. A couple things came in the comment. KJ said that's probably false. I'm still a little scarred by a bad situation caused by someone I will never forgive. Right. And then Robin says, depends on what the situation was and can you move past it. But you have to find it in your heart to forgive. Keep moving, even if that person doesn't always find closure in your heart. It depends on the guilt and the knot of guilt. Got that knot that be there. You know what I'm saying? And then the last thing KJ says, the thing about it is I've been living with the scars for decades now, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So, but listen, I want you to finish, and then we're gonna shut this down, Damon. Go ahead, give us a comment.
Unfortunately, man, I had a whole lot of loss in my life, bro. And in thinking about those losses, I think, man, was I the best person I could be? Did I make them feel a certain way or whatever? There were situations that come up and you sitting by yourself thinking about it because it is actually affecting you. Is it really easy to dismiss it and say, you know what, I'm gonna move on and I don't give a shit? Is it really that easy? Especially if it's a relationship that you had with a person that you felt that was close.
Yeah.
And there was miscommunication and it was drama and it was bullshit and it never got resolved. That's a hard thing to live with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you come to a conclusion that, you know what, this is never going to happen to me ever again. So you have to pick a side, man. You can't be dismissive. You have to pick a side. No matter how it affects you, you take on that responsibility of your actions, man.
Gotcha.
You just simply do. You just simply take on that responsibility. And it's all predicated on you. You know what I'm saying? And that's wisdom, bro.
No doubt.
That's
All right.
wisdom.
Damon, the quarry has to go somewhere, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. So I'll let you guys go. Any last words for the night, gentlemen?
Brothers, I have thoroughly enjoyed this evening's conversation, and I look forward to the next. Y'all be safe.
Damon Armstrong.
Ain't nothing but a melodrama being played backwards.
You. Hey, go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. It's all love. We've been doing this for 6 years straight and been loving every minute of it. KJ, Aunt Robin, Marcus, thank you for checking in with us. Thanks for your comments. It's all love. Am I missing anybody else? I want to make sure. That's everybody. It's all love. Tune in next week, Friday at 7:30. Go to our YouTube channel. Tell your friends to go to our YouTube channel. Take 30, 60 seconds. Like, share, and subscribe. Build our numbers up so the rest of the world can see what we do. It's all love. Thanks again. The Strong Perspective Podcast. Good night.
Good night.